What is up, guys? And today we're taking a look at chapter 1093 of One Piece. This one is titled Luffy vs Kizaru, and just as the spoilers mentioned, it is in fact a fan request for the cover art, and it is in fact some Tarsier brothers stealing Kirby and Helmepper's glasses. Cute little monkeys there, but regardless, we're going to move on, and we can see in the first panel, we do see giant Luffy in his Gear 5 form holding Kizaru in his hand. You can see everyone seems quite shocked. They are seeing Luffy, and Luffy is, as it says in the corner, free as can be. Now, he's got Kizaru in his hand. As you can see, Kizaru is in quite a bit of pickle, and he is asking him to be gentle with him, but Luffy ain't listening. He's just spinning him around, and as he tries to finish his sentence, Luffy just launches him, sends him flying into the bloody next dimension, and we can see here Luffy's laughing himself off here. As you can see, he's sent him flying, and one of them's basically saying that they need to use the chance to get out of here and leave Kizaru to Luffy, and Chopper does in fact ask Atlas where she's going. As you can see, she's here with a jetpack on, and she's basically saying that she's going to the lower stratum to override the pacifistas, and if they don't, they're sort of gonna get fried and they're not really gonna have a chance to get out. So again, just as the spoilers mentioned, they were correct. They are gonna go and try and change the pacifistas. I wonder if Bonnie and the others do go with her, as it was mentioned before. And we can see in the next panel that Vegapunk's, just as we thought, Vegapunk's going with them. We can see here, and basically says, you were basically you think we're going to let the old timer go. The whole point is to keep him alive, so basically they're worrying about Vegapunk going down because their whole reason is to sort of keep him alive, so he's taking a massive risk here. So he does try to communicate to Frankie, and then we can see in the next panel there is Frankie there, and he's basically telling them that Bonnie was knocked down to the lower stratum, and they're asking them if they can confirm that, and he's basically saying, he's asking that she survived. That's great. Kizaru did kick him face first into the barrier, which I guess in itself is actually quite impressive that she survived. And Vegapunk's basically saying that how can a strapping young lad like you let that happen to her? And he's basically saying, my bad, I'll go help her right away. But the barrier's still up. And Sanji, of course, steps in, saying it's Sanji. And of course, again, just as it said, he wants to be on the rescue mission. That ain't no surprise at all. Sanji is a ladies' man. I'm not surprised he'd jump at the opportunity to save a woman. He is on the second floor of building 8 with Jinbei, as we can see here, and Jinbei's got everything they asked for. He's going to head back to the exit. So also as it mentioned in the spoilers, I think Jinbei is sort of carrying all the stuff. But then we do cut back to the down below the Fabo stratum, and we can see the Marines are all there sort of preparing to, they're at the sea center, they're not preparing. They've encountered Bonnie by the looks of it. As you can see, she's turned a bunch of them into babies, a bunch of them into old men, using her devil fruit here, and they're basically trying to take her out, telling them to blast her to bits, but they've also spotted Sentomaru, but he's just been burnt to a crisp. Clearly, this is from the aftermath of his fight with Kizaru. I mean, it's no surprise. I don't think anyone actually expected him to beat Kizaru. The fact that he's still alive is quite impressive, but then again, when you think about it, Kizaru probably held back to some degree. Then I think, by the looks of it, Sentomaru gets back up. I think perhaps to block some more attacks for Bonnie. As you can see, they're quite surprised when he gets back up. And he tells Bonnie to get out of here because of the Marines, which surprises her quite a lot. She's not really sure, what should I do? Can she even hide till the heat dies down? So I don't think she's quite sure herself. But we cut back to the Labo Stratum, where someone's basically saying to Zoro that they're really going at it down there. The fighting's quite intense. And someone asks him if he needs a hand, and Zoro just tells him to focus on Kizaru. So I'm guessing it's Luffy that's actually saying that to him. You can see them panting. Got a big panel here of Zoro and Lucci clashing. Really cool artwork on that one, actually. I really like that. And then we see here Zoro's basically saying that if this is the best he's got, shouldn't to the captain to handle him, which again, just like the spoiler said, not in those exact words, but yeah, Zoro does tell him that if this is the best you've got, you shouldn't even be fighting the captain. And Lucci basically laughs and says, is that so? Then I guess I'll settle for the number 2, which yeah, was also actually mentioned in the spoiler, and here I guess is the other bit they talked about, because we can see that Kizaru's about to go flying into the water, but before he does say he's going to take a dip in the ocean, and he does then use his Yasukani no Magamata to send a bunch of lasers flying out, and of course they go hurling towards Luffy, and yeah, a bunch of clones pop out of nowhere, appear right in front of him, and Luffy's all like, what the? Shocked as hell, his eyes popping out his head, sort of like that cartoonish thing he does do when he's in Gear 5, and they do use a move called Ame no Marukumo. I probably butchered that, but never mind. Which it says here is the last of the 3 Imperial Regalia of Japan, which is interesting. So all these clones try to attack him with a bunch of laser swords and stuff. They do seem to scratch him, do some damage to him, because you can see here that Luffy does say that hurts. Then he uses his Gama Gama no Booming Dawn Whip and sort of whips a bunch of them out, which again was mentioned in the spoiler. He does use Dawn Stamp, so that clearly was correct as well. These spoilers are quite accurate by the looks of it. Now, he does basically say that, bloody hell, there's more of them, which is the real one? And he makes a run for it, and then when he does think he's found the real one, he hits him again with another Gama Gama no Booming Dawn Stamp. But I think he's surprised, but he's not sure if he did take the real one out too. But then, to Luffy's surprise, Kizaru's gone, and he does say, wait, he's gone back there, and it appears that Kizaru's gone back down to the others. Probably is, I think in the spoiler it said he's gone back to try and find Vegapunk, but Vegapunk was gone, so you can see that he's found Usopp instead. Usopp's like, oh no, they got me, Luffy, help. Yeah, see, because he does say how strange that Vegapunk's not here, and then we do cut, and Sanji's, that looks like Sanji, yeah, is asking him to let him in the Vega tank. So here it is, the Vega tank in all its glory, and basically saying that what's gotten into you, you look like you're gonna burst a blood vessel. He's saying, you know good marine brigands, don't you dare lay a finger on her. Hang on Bonnie, I'm coming, I'll be damned if I stand by a girl that's murdered. So yep, they're on their way to save Bonnie by the looks of it. Luffy's eyes are still popping out his head. Doesn't want Vegapunk to go down, she doesn't want him to get killed either. And Kizaru's about to, clearly, that's where he's going, about to charge up another laser beam, hit him with that. But as he shoots it, Luffy stands in the front and tanks that bloody laser face on. He actually takes it right in his eyes by the looks of it. And then I think it's Frankie. Yeah, Frankie clings onto the Vega tanks, he's going to tag along with them, and one of them's telling Liv to use Frankie General to get the ship out of danger. Okie dokie. And then we do actually cut back to the port of Egghead, where someone gives an urgent update and basically lets them know that Vegapunk is leaving the Labostratum to head down, and then someone says that they're standing by to deactivate the Frontier Dome. We can reseal it with Jiffy right after they pass through, basically. The pacifistas are coming in, and well, no, not someone's saying all pacifista units come in. This is known by command, so Vegapunk trying to override them, well, Atlas actually, and she says your mission is now to eradicate every last one of the Marines. And then yep, as it said in the spoilers, right at the end we do cut to Saturn there with a, I wouldn't say a grin, but a sort of blank facial expression. And it does say, oh, the tide's about to turn, which yes, tells me that perhaps Saturn's going to make a move, so it's going to be really interesting. How much is he going to fight? We're going to see Devil Fruit. That's something I'm just really excited for. I can't wait for that. But that's the end of that chapter anyway. Thank you guys a bunch for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you like the content, please subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Peace out.